Okay, let's dive deep into the very final chapter of Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 16.
Yeah, it's a fascinating end to such a dense letter.
Our mission today is really to explore this section. It's just packed with names, personal connections, interesting details.
Yeah.
We want to figure out what this list tells us about the early Christian community in Rome and, the network around the author.
Absolutely. And it's striking, isn't it? This major theological work ends not just with doctrine, but with people, specific individuals.
It starts right off with Phoebe.
Right. Introduced as a servant or diakonos of the church in Cenchrea, that term itself is significant, often translated deacon or deaconess.
And she's called a great help to many people, including the author himself.
Exactly. And the instruction is clear. Receive her in the Lord, give her any help she may need. It really underlines her importance. Maybe she even carried the letter.
Could be. It grounds the whole thing in real relationships right away.
And then you immediately get Priscilla and Aquila.
Ah, yes, the lower couple. Fellow workers in Christ Jesus, high praise.
But more than that, they risked their lives for the author.
That's intense. Seriously risked their lives.
And it wasn't just Paul who's grateful. It says all the churches of the Gentiles. That's huge.
And we learned they hosted a church.
The church that meets at their house. It shows that basic unit of community back then.
These aren't just names, are they? They're actions, sacrifice,
Yeah,
the structure of the early church.
precisely. And then, boom, this rapid fire list starts. It really shows the breadth of this network.
Like Epinetus.
Yeah, first convert to Christ in the province of Asia. A significant first.
And Mary worked very hard for you, just highlighting sheer effort.
That's right. Then you have Andronicus and Junia, who are really interesting.
Okay, what's their story? They're relatives.
Relatives, yeah.
Ah.
And in prison with the author, so they shared hardship.
But then it calls them outstanding among the apostles.
Exactly. And in Christ before the author, that phrase, outstanding among the apostles, especially if Junia is a woman's name, which many scholars think. Well, that's powerful.
It really makes you think about leadership roles, recognition.
It definitely raises questions about the roles women held. The list keeps going. Urbanus, another fellow worker, Publies, who was tested and approved in Christ.
Tested and approved. Sounds like you went through some things.
Seems likely. And look at this group of women singled out for hard work. Tryphena, Tryphosa, and Persis, again, emphasizing labor.
And Rufus, chosen of the Lord, and his mother, who was like a mother to the author. That's quite personal.
It's such a mix. Dedicated workers, longtime believers, deep personal bonds, real people.
It shows the diversity too, doesn't it? Different backgrounds, different contributions, and it expands to whole households.
Yeah, greetings to the households of Aristobulus and Narcissus suggests the faith was spreading within families.
Then these lists of saints, Asyncritus, Phlegon, Hermes, Petrobus, Hermas.
And the brothers with them. Then Philologus, Julia, Nereus, and his sister Olympus. And all the saints with them, groups within the larger community.
It paints a picture of a connected, vibrant community.
And right there, that instruction. Greet one another with a holy kiss, a tangible sign of that community bond. Plus, all the churches of Christ send greetings, linking Rome to the wider network.
Okay, but then, right in the middle of all this warmth, there's this sharp turn. A warning.
Yes, that's really striking. He urges them, watch out for those who cause divisions and put obstacles that go against the teaching they learned.
So even with all these strong connections, there were internal challenges.
Clearly, these people are described as serving their own appetites, using smooth talk and flattery to deceive naive people.
Practical advice then. Be wise about what is good and innocent about what is evil. A necessary caution.
It shows the reality of community life. It wasn't all smooth sailing.
And then, before the very end, we get the greetings from people with the author.
Right, Timothy, his well-known companion, and Lucius, Jason, Sosipater, called relatives again.
And the person who actually wrote the letter down.
Yes, I, Tertius, who wrote down this letter, greet you in the Lord. A little personal note from the scribe.
That's really cool. Then Gaius, the host.
Probably hosting Paul, maybe the church gathering. And Erastus, the city's director of public works, a public official, in Quartus, just our brother.
Wow. Leaders, hosts, relatives, workers, a scribe, a city official. It's an incredible cross-section.
It really shows the movement's reach, different people, different roles, all connected.
And the final bit, the doxology, swings back to the big picture. God's power, the gospel, the mystery revealed.
Connecting this very human network back to God's plan for all nations. It ties it all together beautifully.
So this list, it's not just an appendix. It shows how it all worked.
Exactly. It wasn't just abstract ideas. It was people, relationships, support, hard work, person by person, house by house. That's how it grew.
So here's something to think about for you listening. How does seeing this major text end not just with theology, but with this long list of specific, diverse, sort of ordinary people, names, roles,
Yeah.
connections? How does that challenge or maybe confirm your own ideas about how significant lasting movements actually get built? How are they sustained?